Hi y'all, hi Alfion here, and the time has finally arrived. They finally dropped the death battle, Aang versus the Traveler, Avatar The Last Airbender versus Genshin Impact. Now, I know I'm a little late to the party with this reaction, but hey, better late than never, right? I have honestly been looking forward to this matchup for a while, and I'm really excited to see who would come out on top. Of course, I got my high expectation for my boy Ether here because, all my primos are on the line. So I'm definitely rooting for him. And with that being said, enough talking, let's jump straight into the video and see what that battle has cooked up for us. Well, the animation looked pretty neat, and are we really starting with Aang getting hit with Bloom here? Unless he could somehow ban it, which I seriously doubt because Dendro is entirely different kind of element compared to anything in Avatar universe. I assure you that hit would do.
That's a lot of damage!
Aang the Avatar versus Aether the Traveler.
Which journeyman will come out on top in this elemental battle?
Well, like I said, my bet is still on my boy Aether. I'm confident enough as he have fought much more stronger being and also tank attacks from gods.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Water, earth, fire, air. Long ago, the four nations lived in harmony, united by a master of the elements, the Avatar.
This Avatar reincarnated as different people for centuries, all with their own struggles. And man, was that true for our boy Aang.
Okay, now hold on a second. We have already reacted to this in the previous video, right? I know I did not give much of my thought and opinion on it because I really did not know much about Avatar and the animated series itself. And as I wanted to learn a bit more about Aang, first as an opponent for Aether, and we did got much needed information from the previous video, right? Like his avatar state and his mastery over 4 elements. Well, anyway, I won't be really talking much on already known information and let it play for now.
Not at first, of course, thanks to his master and guardian, Yatso.
As a cheeky little air nomad, Aang traveled the world causing shenanigans, all while learning to control the winds with airbending.
Based on the real-life martial art Bagua Zhang, airbending is the most spiritual of the 4 bending styles, focusing on evading and diverting attacks through circular motions. With even the smallest movement, Aang can create tornadoes, run like the wind, and block hypersonic explosions.
The perfect style for a twinkle-toed goofball like Aang.
Alright, let's see what we got here. Name, Avatar Aang, age 112 because he got frozen for a century, height 4.6, 137 cm, and average height for a 12-year-old. Air nomad of the Southern Air Temple, co-founder of the United Republic of Nations. It is a former Fire Nation colony in the Earth Kingdom. Master of penguin sliding and koi-fish surfing. Damn, those sound pretty darn cool. I mean, who wouldn't want their face be plastered on a nation currency, right?
He even invented his own technique, the air scooter. How does he not fall off that thing?
Add in a glider staff for flight, and the sky was the limit. But you know how it goes. Everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Their conquest spread, war was inevitable, and Aang was the only one who could save the world.
Yeah, he wasn't happy with all that, and being forcibly separated from Gyatso. He was just a kid, so he froze up. Like, literally, he accidentally froze himself and his adorable Sky Bison Appa for 100 years.
Until he was awakened by the Water Tribe siblings Katara and Sokka. Time wasn't kind to Aang's people. With no avatar to keep balance, the Airbenders, Aang's entire culture, were wiped out by the Fire Nation.
Oh, that's rough, buddy. But Aang took the wake-up call to heart.
As the Avatar, it's Aang's duty to understand the world's people, learning their cultures, their sadness, joy, and humanity.
And what better way to do that than learning how they kick ass?
From the Northern Water Tribe and his twin crush, Aang learned waterbending. Themed around fluid Tai Chi movements, this style controls liquid in all forms to freeze targets, create water whips, and even cut through steel.
Learning earthbending was way tougher, but
Okay, what do we have for bending, air scooter, increased mobility, tornadoes, spiritual projection, water bending, ice manipulation, octopus form, water sprout, water wave, earth bending, earth armor, rock throwing, seismic sense, tunneling, fire bending, dancing dragon form, heat control, fire stream, lightning redirection, and energy bending. I think it was like you could remove others' bending ability or something like that, right? but I'm not sure it would work on Aether.
But Aang's friend Toph taught him to stop being a wimpy pushover. Now he can armor himself in stone, move the terrain of entire cities, and fight blind with a sonar-style seismic sense.
Earthbending is themed around the steady stances of Hung Quan Kung Fu, waiting for the right moment to strike head-on.
There was a lot to learn, but even with the world at stake and this moody hothead on his tail, Aang had fun doing it. Who could forget the adventures penguin sledding, going through the bending bayous, and living in Ba Sing Se, the city where no wars ever happen.
Yet across his journey, one power eluded Aang: the Avatar state, an enhanced mode of being that came to him in moments of peril.
Sure, if Aang dies in it, the Avatar cycle ends permanently, but who cares when it gives you enough power to wipe out a whole Navy fleet?
Come on, Boomstick. The Avatar state is more than just a power amp.
Jocelyn, how long have you been standing there?
I've been here the whole time. I lurk where all Avatar talk is. Through the cosmic power of the Avatars before him and the ancient spirit Rava, Aang gains the knowledge and experience of all previous Avatars.
Okay, so he gained the experience of like 10,000 years worth of past Avatar incarnation, right? Man, that would just make him OP as hell. What? Like I'm saying, that's an insane advantage he got there.
Greatly expanding his bending options. Lava bending from Avatar Roku, sonic shouts from Avatar Yang Chen, and even more are theoretically available to him through their memories.
Oh, I get it. You can't just grind your way to controlling the Avatar state.
Right. If Aang wanted to stop Fire Lord Ozai, he needed something else.
He needed onion banana juice.
Yeah, technically.
Nah, that look hairs. I don't know why.
I suppose. Gross.
Specifically, Aang sought the guidance of Guru Patek.
For Avatar state, we got Cosmic Power Boost, Spiritual Communion, Enhanced Bending, Collective Knowledge of all past avatars, access to unique bending from past avatars like Iridescent Fire, which kinda reminded me of Iridescent Moon Marrow, which enhanced and slowly integrating the primordial energy into Arlecchino and elevating her status close to a pseudo-divine entity, Internal Freezing, Lava Bending, Lightning Generation, Traveler can also generate Electro, Sonic Shout, and lastly Golem Form. Damn, he's kinda stacked here.
Mastering his power meant clearing his chakras, emptying his mind of earthly attachments. Seems simple, but this also meant rejecting his feelings for Katara, the person he loved most.
When he had to choose between the world or the girl, Aang followed his heart.
Yeah, he was the last airbender after all. Of course, he would at least want to restore a small semblance of his tribe and culture with the love of his life, unlike a certain last Uchiha.
And it didn't end well.
He got better. Aang was determined to understand the world's people, even the enemy Fire Nation. Something he accomplished thanks to the redeemed Prince Zuko, the Sun Warriors,
And these two honking dragons! Aang was scared of firebending, but it's totally awesome! It's not just about burning and blowing shit up. Okay, well it is, but there's so much more to it.
formed from the explosive movements of Shaolin Kung Fu. Firebending controls all manner of heat. And through the teachings of fire and water, he can redirect lightning bending, a burst of atmospheric discharge shot at over 200,000 miles per hour.
Iroh, the best uncle ever, used his techniques to redirect natural lightning. So,
Traveler have already learned how to dodge and blitz like lightning long ago. I don't know, man. It is like comparing a motorbike to a jet plane at this point.
what's the real deal? Not crazy enough? At his peak, Aang surpassed benders who could throw buildings, melt stone, and hold up this gigantic library solo. Whooping Ozai's butt should be no problem, right?
Not exactly. You see, the air nomads were pacifists who believed in the value of life above all. Being the last airbender, Aang didn't think his people were truly gone unless he went back on their teachings, meaning he really didn't want to kill Ozai.
Well, there is always other way to do, like our friendly neighborhood consultant for the Wongsung funeral parlor, Zong Dong, aka God of Penniless, does by fucking the gods and sealing away. Spoiler alert, Aang does the same, but here instead of locking their ass up in an imprisonment, he sealed away their powers.
So, what, he's just a coward now? Mr. Firelord is about to burn down the entire Earth Kingdom!
Not at all. Are you even listening? Aang was simply at odds with what he wanted and what the world expected, so he needed to make a choice.
Right. In his greatest challenge yet, Aang discovered his true self. making his spirit unbendable and finally mastering the Avatar state.
Making him as strong as avatars who could cause hurricanes, tsunamis, and volcanic eruptions.
Or in Avatar Kyoshi's case, a new island. As in, she broke off nearly 30 square miles of a peninsula to form a new landmass. But to defeat Ozai, Aang needed one final element, something few avatars had bent before: energy bending.
Not the easiest thing to do, but Aang totally overwhelmed Ozai, severing the tyrant's connection to fire and stopping his invasion, all while keeping his no-kill run intact. The ultimate FU to this warlord's ideology.
Now that the Fire Nation had cooled off,
For feats, we got Youngest Airbending Master, wipe out the naval fleet, got an explosion with airbending, redirected lightning from Ozai, lifted column weighed thousands of tons, defeated Fire Lord Ozai, Azula, Zuko, Lian, Yakon.
Ugh.
Aang led a new era of peace with the United Republic of Nations, a place where all people could prosper and where a new generation and a new avatar would take the reins.
He even got hitched with Katara.
Alright, all end that ends well, and Buddy Boy Aang got to be with the love of his life, Katara, at the end, and they have a happy family afterward.
Take that, Zutara shippers!
I will end you.
For all his doubts, Aang fulfilled the Avatar's destiny and then some, and he did it in a way that was true to who he was.
Because before being the Avatar, or even an airbender, the greatest thing he could ever be was himself. All in a day's work for a free, fun-loving kid.
The battle is coming up thanks to this episode's sponsor,
Now, with that being said, I want to talk about energy bending and its ability to remove another person's bending. On paper, it sounds incredibly powerful, and it absolutely is. But like I said earlier, I'm not really convinced it would work on Aether, cause from what I understand, energy bending works by manipulating a person's life energy or chi, using Aang's unbreakable willpower to reshape the target's spiritual energy, right? But here is where I have my doubts. Realistically, I think only way Aang would even get chance to use energy bending on Aether is if he is in the Avatar state. Even then, I'm not sure it would actually succeed, as Aether is not some random pushover. He is a being who have traveled across countless worlds and lived through experience far beyond what most people can even imagine. I feel like the sheer weight of his will, his memory, his cosmic existence could simply overwhelm Aang's attempt to alter his spiritual energy. Of course, this is just my interpretation. Again, I could be completely wrong about it, but based on what I know, I don't think energy bending is automatic win against someone like Aether.
Time.
Add extra barbecue sauce.
Ad Astra Abasask. Welcome to Tevat, a mysterious land governed by godly archons that drew the eye of someone beyond the stars, Ether.
AKA the Traveler, who escaped his dying world with his sister Lumine.
Alright, let's see what we got here. Name, Aether, Age, Thousands, Constellation Vector, member of Adventure Guild Affiliation, Honorary Knight of the Knights of Favonius, party member of Benny's Adventure Team, cause Bennett is absolutely got after all, Captain of Swordfish 2 in Watasumi Army, Blazing Beast is then on my Galdea's Mercenary Brigade, member of Soul Blazer Book Club, squadmate of the Nightmare Aurelis. I think they seem to have forgotten to include his height. Let me just quickly check. It is 5.5 or 163 to 165 centimeter.
In search of the flowers that bloomed on their lost home, only to crash land, awaken to an apocalypse, and get cubed by this jerk.
Separated from his sister, Ether awoke, again, in a new, less apocalyptic age, and fished up his own pathetic pet pixie, Paimon.
Yeah, she makes for good emergency food. With his new guide, Traveler to the windy country of Mondstadt to find his link to the past, but got a Breath of the Wild glider instead.
And his first element, Animo, letting him make air slashes, tornadoes, and of course,
Windblade! But guess what? Traveler wasn't the only one with a power like this. Tevat was full of blessed people wielding these relic things called visions.
vision bearers can imbue their weapons and bodies with elemental power, summon items, and use a special, vision to perceive the elements around them.
Normally, they're limited to a single element.
Okay, for powers, all my fellow Genshin players are already pretty familiar with that, so I'll just quickly rush through it. Elemental Resonation, Animo, Zeo, Dendro, Hydro, Pyro, and soon Cryo. suggesting Kuwaki, abyssal purification, elemental reactions, elemental side, item summoning, nice souls blessing, teleportation, Sariel indwelling, spirit breath thorn, xenochromatic abilities.
But Traveler is just built different. Through Paimon's guidance, he began collecting elements from mysterious statues across Tibet. No vision relic needed for him.
Each nation had a new culture, a new element, a new crisis.
And new character banners. When asked to play a sleuth for a murder case in Liyue, Traveler wasn't interested. A corpse couldn't tell him where his sis was, but he was roped in anyway and got the Geo ability to form rock constructs and eruptions of Earth.
When Aether ventured to Inazuma, he didn't care about its war with the Vision Bearers and their Archon either, until he saw the suffering caused by its tyrannical rule, and joined the resistance with electro abilities, fighting the powers that be using electric buzzsaws, thunderblades, and lightning.
He even learned to dodge lightning. Other electro users like my wife Lisa can conjure storms. No shock when my adopted daughter Klee made explosions that raised mountains. Traveler met all kinds of people like this. You know the type. Twinks.
Yeah, Tibet has its own laws, Boomstick. Many twinks being one of them. Maybe 2 or 3 of them, actually.
Ringmaster.
Alright, by that logic, 60% of Genshin male cast is twink, you know.
Shut up, Wiz. This guy's been playing Genshin since launch.
I know everything there is to know about the Genshin meta. Either can mix elements for different reactions. Basically, big elemental combinations. Geo crystallizes materials into special barriers. Electro mixed with water stuns foes. Animo spreads elements around in swirls of destruction. Boom!
Like how I combine beer and gunpowder.
Exactly, Boomstick. Using Dendro, Traveler can form plant life that, when mixed with water and lightning, makes homing beams. Yeah, run from that. With enough clever thinking and artifact farming, you can combine anything in Genshin.
Okay, we get it. Go lose another 50-50, you whale.
I don't think losing to Chi-Chi is that bad now, considering she got buff after so long. Cannot still believe she is now being used more than Skirk.
I'll show you a whale. Drop one on your lap next time you're not looking.
In Sumeru, Traveler later beat Scaramouche, an edgy catboy with multiple elements at his fingertips.
I think we are forgetting to mention that Soko no Kami, or Everlasting Lord of Arcane Wisdom, is an artificial god, you know. I think we are a bit downplaying him.
All in a time loop that got repeated 168 times.
Speaking of time, Aether had control of more than just his own future. Tibet's fate fundamentally changed in ways small and grand, all through his unending willpower.
That's true.
Because the Traveler was a descender, someone unbound by the land's destiny. Even this big tree that records all of the world's events had no idea he existed.
Like when he helped defy the judgment of a biblical flood in Fontaine, where he mastered Hydro for his best Cuphead impression with water bullets.
Heck, a dinosaur chose not to blow up the world just because Paimon and Traveler befriended it. If that wasn't cool enough, Traveler can, unrelated, turn into a dinosaur. Hell yeah!
It is honestly so fascinating that Traveler can canonically transform into Saurians. Yeah, I know that in-game we are only allowed to do that in Natlan because of gameplay restriction and all. But lore-wise, should not Traveler be able to transform into Saurian whenever they want, right?
Yo, look at him. Wonder if I could get a dinosaur on my Genshin team.
Through these legally distinct Pokemon, Aether can fly, dig through the earth, or charge foes like a Jurassic bull. He traveled across the land, searching far and wide, and finally stopped swinging that one-star dull blade.
What? Dullblade is absolutely goated, you know.
Instead, picking up the prototype Rancor, which he wields like a beast thanks to the Swordmaster Skirk. And
Alright, let's see what we have in our arsenal. Sword, Dullblade, Amino Kage Uchi, Calamity of Asa, Festering Desire. I think they should bring back those passive weapon. Something like a shop where you can buy those weapons would be great. Harbinger of Dawn, Moonsweaver's Dawn, Prototype Rancor, Sabut Blade, Silver Sword, Skyward Blade, which is a 5-star weapon by the way. Sword of Dissension, which only work when you play on PlayStation. Sword of Nauseous Croix, Artifact Sets, Gladiator's Finale, Emblem of Saber Fate, Obsidian Codex, Scroll of Hero of Cinder City, Wind Glider, Cool Your Jets, Ducky, Various Food, Portion, Essential Oils, and Gadget. So mostly thing we own and have story-wise, I guess.
several straight days of training. What a grind set. Still, Traveler's Cyst kept eluding him, choosing to hang in the shadows with these Gluminati folk.
A group from Conria, the nation cursed by the gods for messing with the Abyss. Unbeknownst to Aether, his sister had already traveled to Vat in a journey that mirrored his own.
And at the end, she found... Well, we don't really know. Not yet, at least. But whatever it is got her to side with the creepy villains. Lot twist!
Eventually, Aether reached the nation of Natlan to fight in its never-ending war with the Abyss. He gained the Pyro element, learning to launch fireballs and explosions combined of flame with lightning.
He didn't just dabble in fancy pyrotechnics. By connecting with the people there, Traveler achieved Night Soul's Blessing, a power-up state fueled by primordial element juice, strong enough to make a blade of fire hundreds of feet long. Hell yeah, that's strong enough to take down the heart of the Abyss, which is on the level of 5-star waifus like Mawika and the Raiden Shogun.
An Archon who, in ages past, sliced Yashiori Island in two.
Okay, let's not forget, she did not just cut the island in half, but also slain the serpent god Orobasi no Makoto and also one-shotted the Thunderbird, Kana Kapachir, like it was nothing.
That's cool, but how about when this Venti guy threw a whole-ass mountain?
Seriously, Mountain Train, this is the best fit you can come up for Venti. Like this guy fucking blew Merzabari off the timeline to stop the spreading of corruption. Like he literally dropped the whole ass region in a different era of time. Now talk about that.
According to Paimon, Traveler can level a mountain himself.
Additionally, Aether learned how to use light energy to form a Kuvaki shield, something he used to protect the people of Nodcry by blocking a cannon blast with enough energy to obliterate a town.
Now, let's be honest here, Notcry was absolutely peak, my god, and if this is the standard they are aiming for going forward, then damn sure I'm all for it. I genuinely hope they keep up this level of quality or improve even more for future regions, because it makes the entire experience so much more memorable in my opinion.
This was no ordinary cannon either. It also uses Kavaki energy, so that's a beam of light.
Now, talk about that. I don't think Aang could bend light or stop it. I don't think any avatar could actually in this matter.
Through all his adventures, Aether had come to genuinely care for Tevat's people. Maybe one day he will reunite with his sister, but for now, he's fighting for a whole new world. His new home.
Ooh, you need a higher adventure rank for that.
Don't you worry, gang. I dumped all my savings into Primo Gems for this.
Alright, for Fitz we got always does his daily for the guild. Hey, as an F2P player, I need those primos, okay? Save little one from the Flame Lord blessing, which would in turn have destroyed the world if not. Caught a giant mechanical hand trying to crush him. Yeah, better to call it a hand of an artificial god. Trained several days straight without rest. Yeah, the official training with Skirk. Shielded a town from Kawaki Beam. Defeated Devalin, Tartaglia, Signora, Scaramuze, all debarring Narwhal, Goisatot, Dottore. I mean, they should have shown it up more instead of leaving a simple text here. Like, how would any non-Genshin player know how dangerous these people and beings are actually?
We can't miss when those ice guys trying to kill the Traveler inevitably warm up to him. Still got it.
Oh, so that's why you're broke as shit.
To Aether, the journey has meaning. The birds of Tevat, the songs of its people, they are all part of it. Even if he's against the Abyss itself, a new dawn is somewhere just beyond the stars, and a field of flowers Lumine too loved. The battle's about to start, and if you like death battle music, some of your favorite battle tracks are coming to a collectible vinyl album.
This album features 10 tracks from our independent era, created by our awesome composers Brandon Yates and Darewolf Media, like Death in Bloom from Ruby vs. Maka,
Or Requiem for a Thief from Joker vs. Giorno.
Ooh, can't forget Game Over from Bowser vs. Eggman.
And more. Plus, it makes a great piece of art to display around your place. Drawn up by our own animation director, Luis Cruz.
This album is only available for pre-order, so head to deathbattle.gg or click the link in the description before August 10th and pre-order a copy so you don't miss out.
And remember, Archivist and Chronicler members get a discount. That's deathbattle.gg, the home of Death Battle. All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Alright, it is about time. Aether, you got one job here, okay buddy? You got to uphold Genshin's name and not lose to Aang. Come on, don't let all those primosium I mentally bet on you go to waste. I got faith in you, like I said earlier. Show them what you got and give them hell. Now then, let's get straight into the death battle.
Windblade!
Two elements?
Yup, my guy, he will more than just two elements. I don't know why Aang seemed to be taking this battle too lightly. I'm kind of sweating here. Aether might lose. Hell yeah, come on Aether. Blitz behind Aang and use Windblade. Okay, seriously, this is darn cool. And I'm telling ya, you need to take this fight seriously cause this gonna hyper bloom your ass.
What's going on? Paimon goes treasure hunting for 2 minutes. Now everything is going kaboom.
Okay, what this again?
Cool glider. Can it do this?
Okay, you got the Avatar treatment too.
Come on, traveler. Get up. Never, ever, ever stop moving forward.
God damn it, Aether, you got to win this.
Remember.
No one fights alone.
Let's go! A 6-element combined charge attack. And before we start bitching about gameplay mechanic, yes, Aether can actually do this lore-wise. The Traveler has canonically wielded multiple elements, so combining them like this is not completely out of nowhere. Man, look at this guy pulling out whole elemental arsenal at once. This is exactly what I wanted to see. Man, that was an insane kick. Did we got him? Aang finally went to his avatar state. Things are about to get super serious now.
For those who came before, and those who will follow. I am Avatar Aang, the last airbender.
Wait, Aang just straight up ate Aether's attack like they were nothing. Aether, my guy, you better win this. The honor of Genshin and my primosgems are on the line. Don't let me down now.
Take this!
Oh?
The heights and shallows. Through infinite dusks and dawns!
Yeah, let's go! Oh my goodness, he cut him in half.
Way to go, Traveler! But does this mean no treasure?
Now, hold on a minute. Paimon have a point here. Where is the chest and the achievement?
KO! And my dailies are done. What a miss.
This was an interesting pairing, so let's break this down.
Alright, man, that was amazing. Like I said earlier, they did a really great job with the animation for this death battle. The fight was genuinely fun to watch, and some of the moments were absolutely insane. So, I think we are at the breakdown session now, right? Alright, let's see how they come up to their conclusion.
By power, experience, speed, and elements.
First up, power. Aang and Traveler could both change the terrain of entire cities, and were way stronger than characters that can break mountains. But at their peak, they're both tearing up islands.
Aang's avatar state made him on par with Kyoshi, who created and moved the island of Kyoshi. Similarly, Night Soul's blessing let Ether contend with Archon-level foes like the Raiden Shogun, who split Yashiori Island in two.
Okay, I get what they are saying and all, but the thing is that they seem to overlook that Traveler have fought Raiden Shogun before we ever granted the natural blessing that we later received in Natlan, right? So using natural blessing as some kind of requirement for Traveler's higher end feat does not really make sense to me, considering we have done far greater feat than that. And that is not even mentioning what happened in Northcry, cause by the end of the storyline, Columbina had unrestricted some of the seal on the Traveler's power, and that is what, after we defeated Dottores heretics of false moon form, right? Which in his right, a god with the power of two moons that originally governed the natural law of Debat.
With an attack that even Vision Bearers weaker than Traveler can block. So he's definitely on that level.
Kyoshi Island is over 6 miles wide and long. Kyoshi moved the island 17 miles offshore in 2 seconds, so we have everything we need to calculate the amount of kinetic energy this would require.
Turns out it's basically the same as cutting through Yashiori Island, about 3,000 gigatons of TNT. So their power is tied up.
Which means comparing their experience is crucial.
Ether's mastered more elements than Aang, but the Avatar state gave Aang centuries of knowledge.
Yup, in terms of experience, I can see as most of Traveler's original memories and power are still at the end of the day is incomplete and still locked for most part. So we are essentially looking at a version of Aether who is not even back at his full potential yet. Meanwhile, Aang get access to Avatar state and all the accumulated knowledge and experience from past Avatar, right? It makes sense in terms of experience. Aang have a bit more weight here.
With the memories and abilities of past avatars, Aang's kit was so extensive in a way Ether had no real answer for.
Not to mention, Aang's training was more focused. Traveler is skilled, sure, but his training was mostly just a means to finding his sister, while Aang's journey was all about mastering elements to combat other elements.
Experience narrowly goes to Aang. However, another important factor to consider is speed.
In terms of mobility, both could roughly match the other. If Traveler was immobilized with earthbending, he could just dig his way out as a dinosaur.
And Aang's airbending and glider meant he could easily counter Ether if he took flight.
But in terms of raw reaction speed, Traveler had it in the bag. Aang bending away lightning is crazy fast, but Traveler could dodge lightning much earlier in his journey, and now he can block that light-speed Kuvaki laser.
While lightning can move over 200,000 miles per hour, a beam of light can move 186,000 miles per second.
Over
Yup, Aang is nowhere close to that.
3,000 times faster than Aang. Traveler takes speed by a landslide.
So this all came down to the elements. Who could turn the forces of
Alright, let's be honest here, Aang was not able to bend half of thing Aether thrown at him. Cause Aether is not just string around your 4 classical element of wind, earth, water and fire. And to be fair, I would consider the concept of Animo, Zeo, Hydro, Pyro as part of an entirely different elemental system. Plus all those elemental reactions that can happen when they interact with one another which Aang cannot possibly ban.
nature against the other.
At first, I actually thought this was Aang's dub.
Aether's elemental control is remarkable, but most of his attacks are projectiles, spires, and very specific implements that Aang has bent away in the past. Aether has never shown the precision or creative flexibility that we've seen with Aang's bending.
But throw in the combos of elemental reactions and the script flips. Traveler could mix not just his elements, but also Aang's in ways that Aang could not. Bending was Aang's greatest strength, but also, against Traveler, a weakness.
Because Aang usually had one or more elements around him, it gave Aether an easy access point through these combinations.
Yup, the electrocharge and the swirl fuck Aang pretty badly there.
When Aang used fire, Aether could use lightning to catch him in an overload. If Aang used water, Traveler's electrocharge could paralyze him, and so on.
This isn't just a gameplay thing. Genshin characters like the lovely Lisa canonically say this is how the elements work.
And unlike Aang, Aether has fought multiple people who can use multiple elements. The longer the fight went on, the more Aether would trip Aang up with these combinations, some of which Aang could not bend.
Aang could redirect lightning, sure, but what about electro buzzsaws, or an electrified tornado, or dendroblasts of pure plant energy?
The Kavaki shield especially gave Aether a strong defense to fall back on. Since it was made of pure light, Aang had no way to remove it outside of brute force.
By comparison, Aang's wind barrier wouldn't block Traveler's elements. It would actually merge with them and create more combos that would target Aang himself. Not a great situation to be in.
And since Aether's powers came from external earthly sources, like those statues, Aang could not depower him with energy bending, even if he theoretically overcame Aether's willpower.
Willpower that is strong enough to alter the fate of the entire world. Sorry, Aang, but elements goes to the Traveler, cinching his victory. Either way you cut it, he was in his element.
The winner is the Traveler, Aether.
Okay, I'm ready for my cameo. Oh.
You are too late, brother, just like me. And hey, Aether won. Though I would say they were kinda downplaying Traveler fate a bit there. But hey, a victory is a victory, right?
Next time
Okay,
on
what do we have
Deathbattle.
for the next time? Is that... Wait, is that Ninjago? What is that? Another? I don't know. Yes, it is Ninjago.
Subscribe and
It
join
is
as a
Sky
member to
versus
see more
Toatao,
Death Battle.
Ninjago
Thanks for
versus
watching.
Bionicle. Well, we'll see that next time.